Hi, hello, how are you? I'm Mr. North and welcome to GameCast's 1001 Games You've Got to Play Before You Die series, with me, your host, Mr. North. Today I'm playing the classic Sonic the Hedgehog, so get ready for a nostalgia trip and a half. The original Sonic the Hedgehog game was released on the Sega Mega Drive, or the Sega Genesis in the US, in 1991. It came about after the big wigs at Sega asked the AM8 division to create a mascot character. AM8 came up with the Sonic character and were renamed to Sonic Team in 1991 after the release of the game and its subsequent success. Sonic was conceived as a platformer like many popular games of the age, but with a twist. Sonic is a character who goes fast, real fast. For the time in which the game was released, Sonic progresses through levels at breakneck speeds, rewarding the player for being able to react at speed and complete levels quickly. Although the game does puncture this speed platforming with careful jumping sections which force the player to slow down, for the most part the game is all about going as fast as you can. Players are even able to crouch whilst moving and roll around curved scenery, a gameplay mechanic that was quite novel at the time and slotted in nicely with the fast speed of the character. It was this simple, speedy gameplay and the cool marketability factor of the mascot that led to a sudden popularity of all things Sonic in the early 90s. There are many stories surrounding the birth of the Sonic character, and he went through many iterations in his early design. At least one initial design of Sonic was abandoned, such as a rabbit with prehensile ears that was abandoned due to technological constraints, and several early prototypes of Sonic actually saw use elsewhere in Sega games and in the Sonic series itself, such as Mighty the Armadillo and the older man that would later become Dr. Eggman Robotnik, the recurring antagonist of the Sonic the Hedgehog series. Sonic was born as a result of Sega's developing rivalry with Nintendo, whose success with the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, the SNES, and their mascot Mario, who had just featured in Super Mario Bros. 3, released a couple of years earlier, was a sore point for the company. While Sonic's popularity in North America and Europe surged, the game was never able to capture the same success in Japan, nor rival the popularity of Nintendo and Mario. The Sega's focus on cool and mature audiences served it well in the Western world, but did not translate well in Japan, causing Nintendo to remain the clear winner back home, even causing Sega to adopt an entirely different marketing strategy in Japan to account for the cultural differences. Sonic has been remastered and released many times over, being available for mobile phones, the Nintendo 3DS, and on PC through Steam. Since 1991, Sonic has featured in more than 8 different game compilations, and featured on countless most iconic or games you must play lists. Sonic is well known even outside gaming communities, and traditional journalists, as well as mainstream news outlets, have reported on the phenomenon that has been the Sonic series. Although in recent years little has captured the magic of that first game, it is indeed a game and a series that has had an effect on the cultural zeitgeist of a gaming generation and an absolute must-play for gaming aficionados. This zone always used to give me trauma as a child, because there are sections in this zone where you can get squashed, and I never liked... Ooh, I almost jumped onto his spikes. I never liked seeing Sonic get squashed as a kid. It was really upsetting to me when I was like 4 years old, or... Oh crap. I didn't mean to do that. I love the ring mechanic in Sonic, because it's a really... It's a really smart way of here we go, this is where you can get squished. It's a really smart way of incentivizing players to collect the collectibles, because they are directly tied to their health, without having any kind of like silly heart or life system, and still keeping to the same sort of difficulty that a lot of platformers have with only being able to get hit once or twice. What am I doing here? Oh, I've mucked this up. Should I have pushed it the other way? Yes, probably. Yeah, that's going to be difficult. Do I have to go off screen to reset it now? Oop, don't get squashed. No need to bring back childhood traumas. Yeah, off-screen resets it. That's alright. I thought for a second I just mucked up the entire stage. I can't believe I didn't even look to the right to see that. That was very obvious. But I didn't often get past the first stage in the first zone, the Green Hill zone, in the original Sonic, and because of the lack of save states, even if I did manage to get past it once or twice, it didn't necessarily mean I could do it reliably. I certainly couldn't just load up a save and carry on where I was. I remember it being a massive occasion when my stepdad finished the game. That's not that's not something I ever did, and I just lost my shield. Oh well. I couldn't map my gamepad to this version of Sonic that I'm using. So, oh, that's close. I got squashed. Childhood trauma. It's alright, I have a continue. I didn't just come into this Let's Play with one life. He looks so fed up. Gotta go fast. Yeah, like I was saying, I don't think I'm going to get through the Marble Zone. I didn't very often get through the Green Hill Zone, so I just don't have the same subconscious game knowledge that I had when I was going back to playing Diablo after a long time. I don't recall all the level layouts or anything like that, because, oh Christ, because I didn't play very much of the game. In fact, if you were to ask, oh, I keep hitting the pause button every time I'm going towards that lava section. In fact, if you were to ask me what section even comes after this section, I can't for sure tell you. I think it's possibly the Casino Zone, but that might be one of the later Sonics. I know there's another Marble Zone that's underwater in one of the other Sonics, but I don't know which one. There's a lot of similarity between the original Sonic and Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and not so much with Sonic and Knuckles and Sonic the Hedgehog 3, because they were developed in tandem, so you get double shield. I don't suppose that stacks. So you get a lot more design similarity between those two games, whereas you get a lot more similarity between the original and number 2. I'm not entirely sure on this, but I think number 2 was rushed out relatively quickly after the first to capitalise on its popularity. That's what I was waiting for. I couldn't remember what I was supposed to do there, but I knew I'd lost my shield somehow there, so... Oh, great. I saw it happening. I saw it happening right before it happened. I tried to jump away from it and I jumped into the giant spiky thing. Of course, having my actual continue, not having to use my continue and having my actual life means that I can just start there, which is a darn sight easier. Yes, but I don't think I'm going to get through the Marble Zone, and even if I do get through the Marble Zone, I'm not going to beat the boss because I don't even remember who the boss is. The original Green Hill boss is really easy because I must have fought that boss 100 odd times trying to get into the Marble Zone as a kid. And I was only 4 or 5 when I was playing the original Sonic the Hedgehog at absolute most, possibly younger. It was one of the very first games that I ever played. I think the original Command & Conquer or Rayman or some game, possibly a Captain Planet ripoff on the Amiga. I can picture it in my head, but I can't for the life of me think what it was called. Darn it. Yeah, that would have been the very first game I played, but Sonic is definitely the very first game I played that stuck in my mind. This was the first game that I recall. Hey, I did the level. Oh, I got 10k points. Yeah. But Sonic was definitely, the original Sonic the Hedgehog was definitely the first game that I really remember playing, and playing a lot of. I think it was also the first game that I sort of owned. Oh, damn it, I knew I shouldn't have done that. I'm dead. No, I'm not dead. Luck. I remember getting it as a gift. Me and my brother got the original Sega Mega Drive as a gift one Christmas. And what do we do here? Do we ride the block along? Yep. And the only game we had for it was Sonic the Hedgehog. So, and we weren't exactly a well-off family, so it was the only game we had. Oh, I should have gone up the top, shouldn't I? Yeah, I should have. So we had to make do. I was trying to catch the ring. I'm not showing a lot of 4-4 here. 4-4. 4-4? Oh god, I can't even pronounce words today. Nope, that was dumb. Yeah, if it seems like I'm not showing a lot of 4-4 today, it's because, yeah, I was trying to avoid the platform. Hey there, so I've save scummed and made my way up to Zone 3 of the Marble Zone. Yes, I know, save scumming, I am scum. I just wanted to actually see if I could get to the boss if I had a better start of it. I feel like, oh Christ, I feel like I'm a bit more experienced in what this zone is going to throw at me now, and I know more or less how to deal with everything, and I know to not be going so darn fast all the time. I mean, Sonic is a fast game, particularly in comparison to some other platformers of a similar age, but it's still a game that requires platforming. So you can't, oh Christ, so you can't just run all the time. You still have to look where you're going, and, oh, I thought that might be a secret zone or something. But yes, looking where I'm going has always been a problem of mine, and something I'm now trying to rectify in this Let's Play. So I don't know how I'm going to get past this guy. But what I was saying earlier is that if it seems like I'm having a complete lack of forethought whilst playing, it's because I'm very tired. I don't think I've slept in about 20 hours at this point, so you're getting a rather nonsensical tired Mr. North for this week's 1001 games. And I do apologise for that, but at the same time I think some of my best nonsense comes out when I'm tired, so it swings and roundabouts really. Which might be a British saying. I don't know if that's a... Oh, was I supposed to go up here? I really don't... Oh no, I'm okay. I'm okay. Oh, I'm not okay. I am not okay. Oh, I'm really not okay now. Right. I'm boned. What do I do here? Can I make the fire lift me up? I cannot. Can I just ride the rings all the way back? I can ride the rings all the way back. That's a lovable glitch. Not a glitch really, but a little quirk of the game. That was quite cool. I didn't think that would work. I thought I'd just have to die and repeat. But now I should be able to ride the block up the lava flow, which only triggers for the block it seems. I couldn't ride it up there on my own volition. Yeah, see, we're all good. Now I just gotta wait for this thing to come out properly. So, nope. Phew, I did it right this time. See? I'm stopping to think instead of just running forwards. As much as my running forwards and falling off the edge into the lava pit seem to disprove that. Right, I need to go down here. Oh, I didn't even see the little spike there. The springs are some of the most dangerous traps in this game. You can just be idling along, not looking where you're going, like me, and then it will knock you flying back into a lava pit or something. One thing I am really finding remarkable about Sonic, and it is just probably because I haven't played it in so long, but also because I don't tend to give older retro games much credit when it comes to what advances they made. But it's just the sheer amount of different types of enemy, puzzle, environmental danger that you come up against. There's a lot of variation in what you're struggling against throughout the different levels, and it does change, grow and adapt as you go through the levels. a lot of it is recycled content, like the smaller spikes being part of the larger spikes, or the ceiling crushers being part of the floor crushers. But it is... Okay, what do I do here? Okay, wow, I just gotta let that go, do I? Wow. But I really don't think I give enough credit to older games as to what they did for the various genres. Yeah, I thought that would be one of those coming out. Oh my god, that attack! Oh, and they come back. It's good. Oh! I was about to say I bet there's a spike there. It was almost good. I almost made it. Yeah, I seem to forget what... I almost jumped into that, but I saw it at the last moment. I seem to forget what innovations were made in the earlier games and give a lot of later, older games more credit than they should probably get for say, innovative level design or interesting puzzles, when said design or puzzles is just a rehash of an older game's handling. And there's nothing particularly fancy going on here, but it is a very old game. I mean, we're looking at, crikey, almost 3 decades now? I mean, it's approximately my age, so almost 3 decades we're looking at for Sonic the Hedgehog, and that is quite an old game. That is firmly in the retro category. That's in the... You're getting into like the ancient retro category of the 80s and the true classics like Pong and Gallagher and whatnot. But Sonic definitely, oh crap. Sonic definitely deserves... Oh god. One thing I am consistently surprised about whilst going through this zone is how often traps are set up so that they will knock you into another one. The designers must have had a lot of fun putting this together. And the team was not very big. I mean, game development teams back then were not very big at all. But so it's always... Oh, why did I do that? I rolled into the lava almost intentionally. It looked like I did that intentionally. But the amount of thought... I tried to jump, but then I saw the giant one, the large one, coming at me. But the amount of thought that must have probably come from just 1, maybe 2 or 3 people into these level designs is awesome. Oh no. This is the boss, isn't it? Alright. Here's where I fail. Okay, so far this seems to be... I wasn't really talking there because I was trying to focus. But so far this seems to be a really simple boss. Does he have any extra stages, other moves? Is he going to get faster? Nope. He was easier than the first boss. Maybe it's just the difficulty of the marble zone itself that staved off my younger self from beating that boss. I remember doing this a lot as a kid, just watching him balance on the edge. I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. It's weird the things you find cool as a kid. But that's the marble zone. I said I'd beat it and I did. And I don't think I used a continue, so I must not have even died. But the spring yard zone is the casino-like zone that is in the original Sonic, and there are a lot of these casino-like zones in the Sonic games as you go along. I think almost every one has at least one. I was fighting the spring there. Cope. Why does it just say cope up there? You cope. I'll cope how I... Don't tell me to cope. What if I want to wallow and not cope at all? Game's telling me what to do 30 years in the past. But this is one of the slowest parts in the game. Yeah, I remember watching a... not a trailer exactly, but just like some gameplay footage of that and thinking how slow it looked compared to how I remembered the game. But yeah, this has been Sonic the Hedgehog. I am Mr. North, and thanks for watching.